Wanted. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you. No, it's my... No. Wanted. Someone to go back in time and cover games news with us. This is not a joke. You'll get paid an exposure after we get back. We've done this 7 times before. Journalism not guaranteed. Welcome, my gaslit viewers, to Journalism Not Guaranteed, the gaming news podcast that covers future, past, present, future not yet included. I'm Tectonic Improv, and this is Tabby Nickel.
Welcome to the podcast.
And this is Null Toxicity.
I'm High T, and the T stands for tired.
Yes, it's 11:43 p.m. on April 22nd, 2021.
While we're dating ourselves.
This is like dating ourselves, but like turbo mode. It's like to the second. It's like, it is 53 seconds in the 43rd minute.
The best part is that we all live in different time zones, right? So it's not 11:43 for you too.
I live in Greenwich, Munich time +3.
Have you ever been to? It's Greenwich, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a teacher who went on the Prime Meridian in Greenwich because that's where it is, or where you can find it.
Isn't that like a cut of beef?
Very cute, very cute.
I'll be here all week.
Do we want to talk about last week?
No.
In like a metaphor? Okay, yeah. Well, nothing happened last week. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on the present for now until we have to focus on the past.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start.
I was adjusting my mic. I was coming in a little hot.
Come on, Tech. We're professionals here.
No, we're not.
You know who else is professionals? People who play sports at the Olympics. The Olympic or the International Olympic Committee announced that this Olympics, the 2020 Summer Olympics, are going to be the first Summer Olympics using video games in a competition. And we saw back in 2018, StarCraft was being played. I don't remember if there were other games. I just remember StarCraft. But the big thing is the new Gran Turismo game is going to be one of the Olympic titles. So hopefully that comes out soon, because I don't think we have a release date on that yet.
Gran Turismo, isn't that a movie with Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Shut up. It's nothing to do with the Gorillaz song.
Gran Turismo, it's just 2021, isn't it?
I think they said like Q2.
Or no. It was supposed to be a launch title, and then it just got nebulously delayed, or it's gonna come out in 2022. I don't remember.
Googling it says 2022.
Yeah, that sounds right, because I think it got stealth delayed in that same interview that God of War Ragnarok got stealth delayed, and that's like, it's just not coming out this year, guys.
Yeah.
So this is just like social distancing Olympics, right?
Not necessarily.
Because they are still doing like wrestling is still happening as far as I'm aware.
Oh, thank Christ!
They should do WWE versus SmackDown 2020
and down Olympics. But they did say that the Olympic Virtual Series, as they call it, features auto racing, baseball, cycling, rowing, and sailing. And it was the Gran Turismo producer who said it was going to be Gran Turismo at the Olympics.
Maybe they'll have like an Olympics build.
Yeah, maybe they'll have an Olympics build. I don't know what they're going to do for, like, are we getting like Bicycle Simulator 2020 for the cycling? Like, I don't know of any sailing or rowing video games.
I want Call of Duty.
They're all gonna play Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, and whoever can get from Windfall to Dragon Roost the fastest wins.
Wind Waker speedrun for the Olympics.
It's just
exactly
like they have an Olympics game, and it's just like, send your champions for speed running. Send your mightiest, smelliest warriors.
Wait a minute, why don't they play Mario and Sonic?
At the
Olympics, yeah.
At the Olympic Games, yeah.
It would be really funny if they played that, because I think that has a sailing minigame in it.
Yeah. Should.
But you have to play at the 2016 Olympics specifically.
Is if it's gonna have a bigger focus on esports, are they gonna talk about Virtua Fighter esports?
Nice segue.
Maybe that's gonna be there.
No way.
No, because Virtua Fighter esports is something that is still only like a rumor. We got a pretty hard confirmation of what it's going to be, though. With a
didn't they straight up say it exists?
Well, no, because it was ESRB. It was like a Korean ESRB rating that came out first.
I thought that was an interview, but
no. Virtua Fighter esports has been known, but nobody knew what Virtua Fighter esports was. But with this being added into the PSN storefront and then being able to pull out the data that was, and then from the ESRB thing that said it was a port of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, I think that's the subtitle for it. It's a full, basically, port of Virtua Fighter 5, hopefully with rollback netcode. We don't know anything about it because they haven't shown anything. I would imagine they would do that, though, because at this point, Japanese devs know that they need to be putting rollback netcode in their games or people aren't going to buy it.
Has Sega outsourced Virtua Fighter in the past, or has that always been an in-house game?
I think that's always been in-house. I don't know for certain, though.
21st century Virtua Fighter. What else you got, Tabby? Anything else?
Yeah.
Keep it going, Tabs.
I'll talk about some boring tech news now.
Great. Is the Super Antique finally coming out?
Super Antique.
No, I don't want to talk about the Super NT.
It sold out like 2 weeks ago again.
Yeah. So, direct storage for PC was confirmed by Microsoft to be supporting NVMe 3.0 drives and DX12 hardware. Essentially what that means for people who don't care about the technology, like name-specific side of things, the things Sony and Microsoft are doing to make games boot faster on their consoles, that's going to be coming to PC. Or not load faster. It uses less, it will utilize less of your CPU is sort of the gist of it. And the more shocking thing is using NVMe 3.0 versus 4.0, because all the new consoles are using 4.0, and so people just assumed it was going to be 4.0 and the new series of graphics cards that came out. But this will work on, my graphics card, which is from 2016, 2015, something like that, the 1000 series. So
mine's what was it? I have a what the fuck is the AMD? I have a fucking AMD RX 480. How it'll work with it?
It'll work with the 480, but you need an NVMe drive, which I know you don't have.
How do you know? I probably do.
Because you could have bought a 4 terabyte NVMe drive for the price of the OLED, and you bought the OLED.
Oh my god, they're that expensive?
For 4 terabytes? Once you get past 2 terabytes, it's ridiculous.
I would never spend that much on hard drives or any solid states.
Nobody does. You wait until that becomes cheaper 5 years down from now, then you buy it for $100.
But you framed it as if if you had the money, you would have bought it. But instead, you bought an OLED. It's yeah, because it looks fucking good. What do you want from me?
It's because everybody needs more NVMe storage in their system. Also, I'm pretty sure you're actually, I don't think your CPU would even support it.
It's the fuck is it? It's some Intel i7 chip.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, depends on the bridge, but I don't want to do Tectonic's computer review.
Tectonic's
Quick, Tech, do you have a DVD drive?
No.
Based.
Noel, do you have a DVD drive?
No.
My case just doesn't have a slot for it, even.
Amateurs over here. Not only do I have a DVD drive, I have a USB floppy disk drive.
I have a PlayStation 2. I don't really have any need for a DVD drive.
That was my reasoning as well.
Oh, media console. Give fuck.
I like to burn my DVDs.
That's not safe. All right, so here's some news I got. Let's talk about...
Was that a setting discs on fire joke?
Let's talk about Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Sure.
Legendary.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Thank you, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, winner of Best RPG of 2005 by by XPlay.
Wait, don't forget Hee Ho.
Jack
Buy
Frost
this or I'm going to kill myself.
I think that's actually actually from Digital Devil Saga.
I think it's from Digital Devil Saga.
There's also one where he's like, I'll join you if you fuse me with a hot babe, and that's from SMT1.
You think you're hot shit? Crush this rock with your bare hands.
But it's a cool game. There was a big like press tour or whatever this week or so of Nocturne. Like they revealed all the English voice cast, and a bunch of outlets got hands-on like looks at the game. Not us, of course. We didn't get one.
Yeah,
we didn't ask, did we?
Refusing to buy it until they give me a review copy.
Yeah, because that worked so well the last time I tried that. But we've been seeing more stuff about this now. And anyone who's in the know about the HD port of Nocturne is that when it released in Japan like 6 months ago, and it was not in a very good state. There were constant frame drops, especially on the Switch version. But high, laughter here. But like, it's just kind of standard fare shit. What?
Switch fan.
Yeah, exactly. I point and laugh at the Switch fan, but it really wasn't acceptable. It's a fucking PS2 game. I don't care if you're upscaling the resolution or whatever. Nintendo Switch should be able to play. It still
has like shitty audio compression too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has that, and it's not gonna not have that for reasons I believe I've speculated on this very podcast.
You also didn't state the most important thing about the remaster, and why I'm like hesitant to even buy it now is because it's locked 30.
Yeah, I was that thing. I do that thing where I take forever to talk about my news because I feel it deserves like 3-minute preambles and make this podcast 2.5 hours long. Yeah, it's locked to 30 on PC.
I feel like if you're gonna lock it, at least lock it to 24 for the cinematic feel.
Shut up, nerd.
The thing is like, this is how it was on the PS2 version. This is how it is on like every single version of Nocturne. People will say, I've seen people point this out, that you can run it at 60 on emulator, but I don't think that's true. I think the emulator will, like PCSX2 will tell you it runs at 60, but it won't actually.
I'm gonna need to see video evidence of that, because that sounds weird.
It's like some weird quirk with the emulator. I'll try and find some shit, but it sucks, and it's definitely this remaster is probably not worth $60 or however much they're charging for it. But the way I look at it is pretty much nothing in this game is worse than it is in the PS2 version.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're ruining the game in any way. It's just that they're not making it much better.
But compared to what they just did with the Persona 4 Golden port,
well, they didn't really do anything with the Persona 4 Golden port. They just put it on Steam, and it supports better.
It supports ultra wide. It supports unlocked frame rates. It supports higher upscaling on the graphics itself. Like it is a legitimate PC port. I can never remember his name, but the guy who made DS Fix,
Durante,
thank you, did a whole breakdown of like, this is an insanely good PC port, and I'm genuinely shocked.
That's fair enough, but also that's a 2012 Vita game versus a 2003 PS2 game. So I don't know. I feel bad for even saying it like this, because it makes it sound like I'm defending Atlas. I'm not really trying to defend Atlas in that way. I'm just trying to say, like, it sucks that this game looks, and it doesn't look and run better than it could be for an HD remaster of an amazing game like Nocturne, but it's not like it could be worse. Really, the shitty thing about the Nocturne port is the fucking, you have to pay money for Dante.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine, because you get the Maniacs version, which technically doesn't have an English release, if I'm remembering right.
What you're probably confusing is
or is Maniacs the version with Dante?
Maniacs is the release that we got over here in the West with Dante and the Kalpas and the True Demon ending and all that stuff.
So it's Doki Doki Dante.
Yeah. Well, it's just how Atlas always like makes like updated it's the Persona 4 Golden of Nocturne. It just adds more boss fights and like the fiends and stuff that weren't in vanilla Nocturne. That we never got that version.
And it removes Raido Kuzunoha.
Well, here's where it gets even better, because the Raido version was released after the Dante version in Japan in 2007. It's the Maniacs Chronicle edition of Nocturne. So it's like the re-release of the re-release. So we're getting the Maniacs Chronicle version of Nocturne, and you have to pay for the Maniacs version.
It's the Maniacs Chronicle featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah, exactly. And I think actually Sony released a press page with a like high quality render of the Dante from the Devil May Cry series like sticker that you can find. So gaming YouTubers rejoice. There's finally a high quality PNG of that online. I guess.
Is there the high quality PNG of New Funky mode?
Yeah, there has to be.
There is.
Maybe not officially from the source. I hope I hope that's like a sticker on like
that would be
the cover
very
of the
nice.
game. I don't know if I want it on the box art itself, because it is. I mean, it's funny to joke about, but it's a fucking tacky. It's tacky as shit.
I want a sticker inside the game case. Like you buy a new copy of the game, you get the featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series sticker.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they could just like fucking do reversible cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't see a reason for as someone who owns a copy of Nocturne, I don't see a reason to buy this port. Like, I'm still thinking about doing it just because it's like, I gotta buy the PC port, so they keep porting stuff over, even though it's bad.
Yeah, I feel that. I probably will pick this up at some point, play it on to get like the PS4 version or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I played through Nocturne last year, and I also have a copy of it already, so it's not like I'm not like in a rush to play it again, you know.
Yeah.
But I still think it's cool that they're doing it and at all. Shrug. Okay.
Great.
Sorry to talk for so long. I keep doing this.
You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but we record this podcast in a Discord call.
I do know that.
I was talking to the viewer. I was talking to you, the viewer. Anyway.
That's right, you viewer.
There's a picture of me like pointing at the screen as I say you, the viewer. Discord.
You better add that in.
Discord.
I'm the one who has to add it in.
We talked about in the past. Discord was like talking about being purchased by Microsoft for $10 billion. It's actually $10 billion, I believe, is what they were talking about.
10 billion, yeah. It was more than Disney and Marvel combined.
Yeah, that fell through. It's not happening. It's over.
Yeah.
However, the thing is like Discord is also like still like heavily considering going public, so that's kind of like a shit show in and of itself. But at least we're not going to get Skype too, you know.
So I saw people saying that them going public would be shitty, and would it really be that bad? Can someone business class 101 me?
It means that they would be like
they're at the whim of their shareholders, right?
Of major shareholders. Whereas like right now they're just kind of not. They're doing their own thing. The thing is shareholders are like, you know, you don't have to be smart to be a shareholder. You just have to like have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like how every Nintendo shareholder meeting they talk about how it's like, so what are you doing to break into the mobile phone market? Shit like that. Yeah, no, all right, yeah, sure, I get that.
How to promote the arcade business.
Yeah, something like that.
How do we promote the arcade business?
You don't. The only people that promote the arcade business are like Bandai Namco, Capcom,
Can we get
people who
like
make fighting games and rhythm games? That's really it.
Square Enix covered it with their hit series Dissidia NT.
We don't need to talk about that.
Can we Can we like make journalism not guaranteed branded like candy cabs that just play episodes of our podcast on a loop?
That just play? Can they play the journalism not guaranteed rhythm game, where it's a rhythm game to the podcast?
Journalism not guaranteed is so much merch already. We come up with new merch ideas every episode.
You know, I'm somewhat of a marketing savant.
Yeah, I'm somewhat of an ideas guy myself.
I'm just gonna go.
I'm somewhat of a fucking idiot myself.
Speaking of fucking idiots, so Danganronpa V1,
Speaking
2,
of fucking,
3.
don't call them that. They're gonna fucking kill us. The Danganronpa fans.
They're gonna spill our pink blood.
I haven't finished 3 yet, but I really like 1 and 2. Don't worry, Danganronpa. I stand
Komeda, right? That guy.
Yeah, the guy who likes fingers up his ass.
Who's the guy that like? Who's the guy that?
Spoilers for.
Who fucking cares?
Well, specifically,
What's the name of that character though?
You think I'd remember his name?
Chihiro.
Chihiro, yeah. He's my comfort character.
Well, speaking
I'm getting line, Bart.
So you say who cares about spoilers for this 10-year-old PSP game? Spike Chunsoft cares about that. So with the release of 1, 2, V3, and then Danganronpa AE, I don't know what that was, onto iOS and Android, and then Spike Chunsoft updated their terms of service for streaming, and is doing like what Atlas did for all their releases, including SMT Nocturne.
Spike Chunsoft pulls an Atlas.
Yes.
Note from the editor, more information came out about this later. It's not new at all. Their terms of service have not changed in the last 11 years in regarding this. It's something that's more along the lines of Japanese copyright, and it's something that's largely not like used in the West, so take everything that's said here after this with a grain of salt and, entertainment value.
Where you cannot stream past Chapter 1 of any of their games.
That's whack. Whatever.
Well, now, and Chapter 1 in at least 1 and 2 are the worst parts of those games as well.
Well, it is an anime game, and all anime games are like required to start bad.
Well, it's like you have to introduce 15 characters in like 4 hours.
I'm just imagining all these stupid Danganronpa characters like yelling over each other while someone's like bleeding out in the corner.
So you've played every Danganronpa game.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, this sucks. I don't.
Where does Junko play into this?
The guy with the chains.
No. She's the pigtails girl.
You get to see her die.
Oh, is she the?
Isn't that a spoiler?
That's a bigger spoiler.
Fuck.
That you actually have to bleep out.
I have to mention that I've never played a Danganronpa game.
That is an actual spoiler that you need to bleep out. And it's also technically not even correct anymore, but it's still a spoiler.
It's
okay.
I just want on the record. You're gonna have to bleep this out too. But I knew Junko was bad news like from the beginning, because people are really bad at hiding things.
Yeah, it's because they're Danganronpa fans and they're bad at trying to not spoil their games for people. The only reason I've gone into this as blind as I have is because I literally just didn't associate with anyone in the Danganronpa fandom until after beating 1.
That's not true. I did watch the anime, actually. It was very mid.
Cringe.
Yeah, no, that sucks. Stop doing this, video game companies.
Stop doing this, specifically Japanese video game companies.
I don't understand why you are like just basically like spitting in the face of free advertising.
Especially in the era of VTubers. Like,
yeah,
aren't VTubers like the biggest, like bigger than any other streamer in Japan, as far as I'm aware?
Yeah, I'd watch Snuffy play Danganronpa.
I'd watch.
It is a snuff game.
I'd watch. What's it? The what the fuck's her name? Hinamori Luna? I'd watch Hinamori Luna play Danganronpa.
Hinamori Luna, come on the podcast. I hate that person so much.
Just
come on the podcast so you can kick the shit.
I don't hate that. Okay, I don't hate that person. I hate that character.
Yes.
All right, why don't we talk about the better Danganronpa? Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Shut up.
Better in every way, because I played it and I haven't played Danganronpa.
There's no pink blood.
I love Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Sholmes. Sherlock Sholmes, get it right. We don't want to get sued by the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle estate. Like Great Ace Attorney was going to be for years, and the reason why it probably hadn't been localized forever. Great Ace Attorney they're like prequel games to the Phoenix Wright series. They take place in like 1920s Japan or something. They're helmed by Shu Takumi, the original director of Phoenix Wright. Like, the first 3 Phoenix Wrights and I believe Apollo were done by him. The rest aren't. And he went on to do this series. And they never came over here. Everyone says they're great. I've wanted to play them for fucking ever, but they never got localized. They were originally on the 3DS. Now they're getting ported to PS4, Switch, and PC, and they're finally coming over to the fucking West. This is amazing.
And it's a Capcom PC port, so it's going to be at least all right.
How can they fuck this up?
Is Ace Attorney...
Famous last words.
Is it going to have a rollback? No. Is Ace Attorney like... It's like a visual novel, right?
It's like an adventure game.
It's like a Danganronpa.
Is what I'd call it. Shut up. It's like an adventure game where, it's one half where you're like exploring areas, investigating stuff, finding evidence. You're basically a detective for one half of the game, and the second half is you're in a court and you're trying like deducing logic puzzles and finding holes in people's statements. You should play it. Play the first one.
That's literally Danganronpa.
I know. Well, Phoenix Wright was first.
Phoenix Wright doesn't have like the revolver with the truth bullets, though.
Yes, you do not have the sword of truth.
No, but you have the Magatama of whatever the fuck it's called to unlock spirit locks. It makes more sense if you played the game.
The only thing I know about,
do you surf in your brain's subspace to encounter the truth? Do you play Hangman's Gambit and new and improved Hangman's Gambit?
No, but this isn't a spoiler because this happens in the first chapter or like the second chapter of the first game. Your dead mentor goes into the body of your current mentor and she gets big boobs. Is that
hell yeah?
Is that enough of a selling point for you?
Yeah, we'll play it.
The only thing I know about, like my only exposure to Ace Attorney is like those like voice actor memes where they voice the characters. It's like, you can't eat a hamburger with pickles on it. Yes, I can. Like, I don't know.
I love Phoenix Wright. I think it's really great. I'm happy that they're finally localizing this. And what was it? That Capcom leak from like a few months ago pretty much said that this was gonna happen, but you can never be too sure. Things can fall through. But it isn't. I'm definitely gonna pick this up like day one, even though it's $60.
I mean, it's worth it.
Actually, wait a minute. It's $60 for the Turnabout collection, which gives you Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. So there are 2 games that have never been over here. That's fine. But it also gives you the Ace Attorney trilogy. So that's 5 Phoenix Wright games for $60. That's actually a great deal.
And those are like 20-hour games, right?
Yes.
Is it on Switch?
Just about. They're pretty long games. It's only gonna be digital in everywhere else, but Japan's getting PS4 and Switch editions that are physical. Oh, that sucks.
That's kind of whack.
You can import a Switch one from Asia. All right, so maybe I'll do that.
Yeah,
might go visit the Play Asia or something. Yeah, because Asian releases usually have English. They have the English language, so.
Shoutouts to that being the only way to buy like every Gundam game up until 2018 when they released a bad one.
That's like how you play Super Robot Wars.
I should play those games.
I have one of them. I have one of them for the Switch. I haven't played it though. It has Spike in it.
I remember like back in the day there was a Super Robot Wars game. I think it might have been Super Robot Wars Z for the PS2, maybe.
Zed.
And he like the only way he could play it was by like modding his PS2 by ripping the disc tray off and like making it so that he can play like Japanese copies of games. It was some weird like
disc tray.
Yeah, like it was a PS2 Slim. You take the fucking top off, and he like had the whole thing disassembled. It was some weird mod that allowed him to like break like region locks or something. It was really
it like a hot swap. Like
no idea how it worked. I just remember him like he had his gutted PS2. He's like, I have to do this or it like doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, buddy. This was like fucking Jesus Christ. Like when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I would have been like 13 or 14. So it's like
this is
really long time ago.
Yeah, all the way in 1987,
yeah,
as we all know.
Back in the summer of '69.
That's what that song's actually about. When he says 6-string, he's actually talking about 6-string combo burning a piston.
That's such a niche joke.
Yeah, but someone's gonna love
this one's for the Yu-Gi-Oh fans.
Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Very excited. I got my first real 6-string.
Da, 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 da. Let's talk about something fun. Starting tomorrow, I believe.
So
just confirm.
3 days ago. 2 days
no,
ago?
they're up for pre-order now. You can buy for the low price of $2,600 a 1/2 scale figure of Mads Mikkelsen's character from Death Stranding.
What might his character's name be?
Clifford Unger.
Oh, that's one of the normal ones.
Yeah, but he was
kind of normal. Unger's kind of a
that might
weird...
be a spoiler. Noel, is it?
What, his name?
His name?
His name? Yeah, because I felt like he had a different name in the trailer.
You don't really learn.
I thought he was Die Hard Man.
No, Die Hard Man's Guillermo del Toro, right?
I thought he was Heartman.
No,
he is Heartman.
He's Heartman. Die Hard Man is like the black guy who, like, he like tells you to go burn the bodies and shit.
He's the guy with
Clifford
the mask.
Unger a bad guy?
No, the guy with the mask.
He looked like a bad guy in the trailers.
The guy with the mask is not Die Hard Man. You're talking about the guy with the golden mask? Did you play Death Stranding?
I literally Googled Die Hard Man,
version.
and it's the guy with the skull mask.
No, that's Skullface from MGS5.
Okay, there's another guy with a skull mask, but he has like a chiral skull mask. Yeah,
the black skull mask.
Okay,
that's not that's Die Hard Man according to the Death Stranding wiki.
Yes. No. Oh my god. Who is I think? I was thinking of Higgs Monahan. That's who I was thinking
okay.
Oh my god.
Then they also have a limited edition one with only 250 of them in production for $3,600 that contains LED illuminations and swappable head parts.
I feel like it gets a point where sorry, Twitter comment, journalism not guaranteed, Twitter comment of the day. Thanks, bought all 250 by Kyle Jacobson. Thank you for your tweet, sir. I feel like it gets a point with like figures or statues where the scale starts to feel weird, and I think half scale sized people is weird. It would not look right. He looked like a little baby man.
A half scale size Mads Mikkelsen is gonna be like 3 foot, like 1 inch or something like that.
Yeah, he's a pretty tall guy, isn't he?
He's like 6'2", I think.
This product
about the same size as me. It's pretty tall.
This product is for
like you are basically brothers.
This product is for like Scott the Woz to put in the background of his videos. Like nobody's buying this unless they're like using it as a prop, right?
Scott the Woz wouldn't. Maybe he'd buy this for a bit, but he wouldn't buy it because he likes Death Stranding.
I'm not saying
not a Scott the Woz game.
I'm not saying Scott the Woz would do it. I'm saying that somebody like Scott the Woz would do it.
Someone with too much money, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like if you see some scale models in the background of the next tech video, I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
All right, but now answer my question: is Clifford Unger a bad guy?
I don't think I can say that.
Okay, all right, that's spoilers. That's fine. Don't spoil the game for me. Somehow the game hasn't been spoiled for me.
You don't play it. I don't own it, but Yoder does, and he's family shared with me.
I want to play it.
We can't talk about people that we know on the podcast, no.
I mean, it wasn't like talking about him. I was just offering Tech my gracious hand.
I'm waiting for the PS5 version.
Is it coming?
Probably happen. That will probably happen. If it doesn't happen within the next 6 months or something, I'll just fucking buy it on the PS4. It's not a big deal. But yeah, you know, I got plenty of other shit to play. Like, what the fuck?
As we all do.
Nothing here specifically want to play, but there is a lot of stuff that recently got released from Hidden Palace. If you've been following them, and you should, because it's very interesting. They've managed to get a hold of a bunch of unreleased prototypes for I believe a bunch of PS2 games a few weeks back, but now they got another wave of them. So 372 unique PS1 builds, 84 Sega Saturn builds, and 25 CDI builds, all in this dump. Obviously, I haven't gone through them. I know one of them is a Magical Knight Rayearth build for the Saturn, like a year out from its original release, and there's some different stuff, some interesting stuff in there. I believe the Saturn Shiro website did an article about it.
There's a Gex build.
Gex? Yeah.
Gex for the CDI?
It's tail-tied. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah, no, it's cool stuff. It's nice it's nice that there seems to be way more of these builds coming out in the last couple of years, ever since that like Giga Leak from Nintendo a little while ago. It seems that like all hell is broken loose.
I think it's fine, and especially now for something like the Saturn and the CDI.
No, I mean,
it's all
I'm
great.
Perfectly fine with it. I just think it's interesting that it seems to have exploded.
Thousands of prototype games leaked at faulty gender reveal party.
If only. Quarry explosion revealing thousands upon thousands of Ura Zelda builds.
Quarry explosion reveals secret ET Atari graveyard.
Hard times, call us.
Yes, come on the podcast. Hard Times entire website.
I still regret not patroning Hard Times when they first opened up their Patreon, because they had an option for posing our photos.
Oh, that would have been good.
That's pretty good. Instead of them paying for like stock images, you're paying them to be a stock image. It's
funny though.
Would you replicate that picture of those girls bullying each other with the intense sexual energy?
God, I wish.
Ted, what you got for news? Let's go through those newses.
Yeah, we'll go through the news. We'll go through the news. The news that as of earlier today, EA had a big announcement day of sorts. I don't know why they just decided to announce everything on today, but probably because it's the start of the next fiscal quarter. There is going to be a new Battlefield game released this year. Yes,
like Battleborn, for like Twitch streamers.
I almost said Battlefront, and I was like, that's not right. So yeah, there's going to be a new Battlefield game. I'm pessimistic, to say the least. I know they took their time and they stepped away from their franchise due to how bad every game since 4 was. And they specifically said this is being worked on by DICE LA, which I think it was like 6 months ago, or maybe it was earlier. I don't remember. The lead, who I'm blanking on, from Respawn, got moved over to DICE LA. So the guys all behind Titanfall. I just can't talk today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just a podcast.
Yeah. They got moved around to different studios, so I believe this is one of the guys who was one of the project leads Modern Warfare 2. So hopefully that means it's actually potentially something good. but we'll see when it comes out and what they announce. They also announced that in 2022, they plan to release a Battlefield mobile game, which surprises no one. Because it's a way to get in on that mobile market that everybody's trying to get in on, which is already oversaturated.
Would it just be like PUBG Mobile or something?
We don't know. It might be I almost don't think it'll be a battle royale.
I just don't think it'll be.
I mean, maybe they announced that they could just not release it.
I watched a video on mobile games recently. It was pretty good. I can't remember what it was called, though.
Was it like, can your phone be a computer? It was like Racefic made a video or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
Racefic is like not a real name. It's like a car. It's like an oil brand.
Yeah, you're right.
I would suggest he reconsiders his name. Come on the podcast and discuss your name with us, Racefic.
You and White Light, you guys need to change your names.
You know who needs to change their fucking name? Gavamers.
What about Kavoris?
Well, that's like Chiverches, though. That's sick.
Yeah.
You know what's sick is fucking Chiverches got a fucking drawing of themselves by Yoji Shinkawa. I saw that picture. I was the most jealous man on fucking planet Earth because it looks so fucking cool. I would love if Yoji Shinkawa drew me like one of his French girls.
You have something else that you can be jealous about.
Well, before you segue into the next news thing, I just want to say that he drew Lauren Mayberry like it just looks like Paz. All right, continue. What should I be jealous of?
You should be jealous of Asper Studio, who's allegedly developing a remake / upscaled port of KOTOR.
And where are you getting this news from?
I am getting this. Where am I getting this from?
Yeah, it was Racevic.
Yeah. From Ben Hansen on Twitter, the founder of
but who
Min
is he
Max.
talking to? Who is he talking to that breaks this news?
Oh,
Jason Schreier.
No, I'm gonna need you to replace what Tabby said with Jason Schreier.
Jason Schreier. Yay! Like the grunt, like headshot
all right,
noise.
here he is again. And everyone knows the big hullabaloo he broke last week in our episode.
Yeah.
Podcast thing that we did. But he's back again, and about time too.
It's true.
But yeah, so allegedly this is happening. For those of you who are unaware, Asper Studio is I believe
Asper
they're just a porting studio. They did the Star Wars Racer stuff. They did Borderlands 2 to Linux.
Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse. The port.
I feel like Stubbs the Zombie is a psyop, dude. I've never actually heard of it, and people just start talking about it all of a sudden.
It's because it's on the Halo engine. That's its claim to fame.
The Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast port as well.
Well, they got bought by Embracer in 2021.
Oh, did they get bought by Embracer?
They got embraced by Embracer.
The Jedi Knight 2 port is the thing that gives me, like, I haven't seen anything on the Star Wars Race report, but that Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast port is like, they overhauled the multiplayer for that game, and it has more functions than the PC version does on the Switch version, which is really nice. So I do trust that they'll do a good job with this, but they don't have any major track record right now that we can really go off of outside of early 2000s PC. Oh, this is an early 2000s PC game, so what am I talking about? It'll be fine.
A remake, right, is what this is?
I didn't watch the video. They say remake. I don't know how much that will actually be. I hope it's just an upscale with maybe different graphics, because I think even without different graphics, that game holds up very well. Its biggest issue is it just has really arbitrary controls, and the best version of it that for ease of play is the original Xbox version.
They've done a lot of ports. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were around for this long.
They're a porting company, so it's something to be excited for, and I will be watching it with interest.
Get animated.
They seem like a more prolific, less prestigious, more prolific, less prestigious Blue Point is what I'd call them.
Well, maybe this will put them on par with Blue Point if they do a full like from the ground graphics uphaul of the game.
Well, they better be careful then. That's all I had to say about that.
Is that a threat?
Demon's Souls remake's all right. Mondo is a
Mondo Media.
Yeah, Mondo Media. Yeah, no, this is relevant. They do all sorts of like soundtrack releases, also like a bunch of like geek media, all that stuff. All right, dude. They release a lot of like vinyl soundtracks and stuff, and they released the Portal soundtrack, I believe, like 2018 or something. Sold out everywhere.
Obviously,
so you can't get that without a high price. But I believe they're gonna be repressing it since they're releasing a 5 LP set of the Portal 2 soundtrack later this year. So it's 5 records, which is a fucking lot. It's gonna be expensive.
I might have said
about the
this.
Portal soundtrack?
This was a triumph.
Besides the vocal tracks obviously are standouts. Everyone likes those.
I can think of a couple like beats from them of like some like the very heavy synth stuff they do in Portal 2 especially.
I think Portal 2 soundtrack is a Portal 1 soundtrack. I couldn't tell you any song from it. From Portal 2, like I remember liking the music because it would do this thing where it would play the music more the closer you were to solving a puzzle. It was especially noticeable when you were doing the like the velocity gunk shit or whatever from that game. I haven't played that game for fucking ever.
You're talking about the conversion gel?
Yes, thank you. The conversion gel, the ones that make you bounce and speed up. I know it will play like this noise whenever you do it.
Yeah, I just was skimming through the soundtrack and I don't recognize any of those songs.
I'm sure I've brought this up before, but like I feel like if you're making like a 5 LP, it's too much. Just like trim the fat. Pick the greatest hits. You know, we don't need like Ambient Room 3.
There is something to having like the full soundtrack on vinyl record, and that's cool and all. But that also means I'm less inclined to listen to it, since that means I have to do the whole fucking record shuffle 10 times.
Yeah.
Just to go through the whole soundtrack.
It's too much.
What I want, I since Valve seems to have this relationship with Mondo, I want the fucking Half-Life soundtracks on vinyl, because the Half-Life soundtrack fucking kicks ass.
I'd buy that.
I would buy the shit out of that. This 5 LP set, I'm not so. Probably not. But
give me the Counter-Strike sound effect vinyl.
Doesn't
just all the voice lines,
voice lines, gunshots, explosions.
I've got the I've got the Team Fortress 2 vinyl soundtrack, and that one's pretty cool. It's got it does this. The soundtrack is fucking incredible in that game, but like it does this thing where at the end of every side, it has like a locked groove, which means it'll play a sound over and over, and it has sound effects like audio, just like ambient noise from maps, specific maps.
That's
it'll just play that indefinitely. It's really cool, and it has this really nice poster too.
Maps by the Yeah.
It's funny, I was talking about the Yeah a few days ago.
Really?
They don't love you like I do.
Yeah,
they don't love you like I love you. Oh yeah, me too. Actually, I don't think we were talking about it together though. I think it was like a separate occurrence.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I do remember Noel talking about
such a good fucking song.
It's a great song. Good album. Good band.
First song I ever full cleared in a rhythm game.
That's cool. I want to talk about the Yeah instead. Do we have any more news?
We have a lot of news actually.
Let me get one real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ape your bit right now.
I'm gonna ape Pure Escape.
Xbox, Microsoft, they didn't buy Discord. However, they have decided that starting on April 21st, online multiplayer games for free-to-play games is free starting today. They're finally doing things that everyone else is doing.
Awesome.
We're really late on the grab there, but it's good that they're doing it nonetheless.
Very pro-consumer of them.
They really dragged their feet on it. It's been 1 week since.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah.
But anti-consumer Sony has had this since the PlayStation 3.
They also, anti-consumer Sony also didn't let you fucking play with anyone else until like last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, crossplay. Listen, I mean, it's not like Microsoft was clamoring to do crossplay until like relatively recently as well either. But
yeah, it's just this thing where these companies, guys, they're not your friends. Microsoft is like super not your friend.
That's the way I see it is like
they're Microsoft.
Microsoft is like North Ireland, and like the PlayStation, Sony, they're like South Ireland, right?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't like
have
this.
No clue what the hell, what analogy he's trying to pull. I have no knowledge of Irish politics whatsoever.
I've just made it.
So who's Margaret Thatcher in this situation?
Gamers?
Matthew Matosis has girl power. That's all I know.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Listen, there's gonna be.
We like to have fun here.
Yeah, we like to have fun here. Anyway, it's pretty cool that they're doing that. I wish that when I first read this article, I thought it was saying that their online was going free to play, and I'm like, wow, very progressive. And then I'm like, oh wait, I misread
saw that
that
in the news.
There was that
you wrote it like
leak.
that.
Remember from that you were like, oh, Microsoft's multiplayer is gonna go free to play.
Yeah.
Or like Xbox Live Gold is gonna go free. Is gonna become free.
Is that when we talked about journalism not guaranteed platinum?
Probably.
Maybe. But this might have been like the source of that, where they were going to make their free to play games not require Xbox Live Gold, and it was just through the grapevine got messed up.
Not true at all.
Yeah, I cannot see them making multiplayer free to play.
If they did,
that's like their big money maker.
That would be like such a fucking big like.
That's a biggest dub.
They would win. They would win the generation. Listen, I bought a PlayStation 3 because it had free multiplayer.
Yep.
And 100%, like every 15-year-old and their mom would buy like an Xbox instead of a PlayStation if they decided to make multiplayer free.
Well, you say that, but I mean, the generation that PlayStation multiplayer was free and Xbox wasn't, everyone bought Xboxes. You know, because PS3 had no games, but...
Well, once PS3 became affordable, then people were buying it.
That's true, I guess.
People weren't paying $600 for a 20-gigabyte PS3 with 4 HDMI ports.
You ever see the front of a...
I literally have one sitting right next to me.
I was playing Astro's Playroom, and I got a fat PS3 as one of the collectibles, and I opened like the front hatch. I've never seen a fat cool. PS3 in person. There's like eight different slots for shit to put in on that thing. It's fucked up.
Those are only for the launch models.
Yeah.
Anything after that, it literally, because I just opened up that PS3 to clean it actually.
Did you try putting?
I was looking at the case.
Did you try putting a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 disc in the PlayStation 3?
That's a backwards compatible one, so yes, it works.
No, I'm saying in Astro's Playroom.
I don't think you can.
Be a cool little Easter egg.
You can't interact with the little collectible things like that.
I wish you could. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it would.
What you got, Tabs?
You know what else is sick?
Virtual Fighter Esports.
No, I've got one
Game Pass.
Project L.
Oh yeah. Since we're on the topic, cut this out. We're not talking about Project L. Cut this out. I don't want to. I have a lot of things I want to say, but legally can't.
The whole podcast is just going to be a bleep, just like a singular bleep for like
Game
2
Pass,
hours.
Please just talk about Xbox and Game Pass.
That's right. I'll talk about the Game Pass. Game Pass has proceeded to hit 23 million subscribers as of April 20th.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. That's I think I'd say that's most of the Xbox install base, as far as I'm aware.
Right?
Most of the Western Xbox install base.
That is a lot, But Game Pass, I mean, they literally give Game Pass away on Cheez-It boxes. I see them every day when I go down to my pantry.
The other thing, well, why aren't you getting your free games every time you eat some Cheez-Its?
I don't know, honestly. I just can't be bothered, I guess. I don't like the fact that games can go away on Game Pass.
It's not great. And the other thing is that a lot of people, you know, that's not like, 23 million people are paying $15 a month to Microsoft for their Game Pass subscription. I would say at least 75% of those are people who paid $1 for like a year of it and bought like 6 years of Xbox Live with it.
Was it really $1?
It was if you bought a year of Xbox, because that was like $59. You could pay $1 more and get a Game Pass with all of it.
Damn, that is a steal.
Now, what I'm going to imagine is that starting, I don't know, probably next year, once this whole pandemic thing is kind of over, at least in the States, they're probably going to upcharge that a bunch. I think they're going to go to start trying to charge people like $25 a month for Game Pass.
Yeah, and I think they're going to lose a lot of people.
They're going to lose, like, I pay for Game Pass right now. I don't use it all the time, but it's worth enough to just have it for random things that I don't want to buy. And
it's the impermanence of art.
Yeah, that's not, I don't think that's what they mean when they say that, but
it's a failing business model. It doesn't make sense that you buy Bethesda for $7 billion and then give away Game Pass on Rice Krispie Treats.
I cannot stand them on Twitter right now. Like the back and forth between Bethesda and Microsoft, like their brand shit they're doing, like, we're family. They're taking like fucking, they're having pictures commissioned of like Doom Guy and Master Chief sitting together like it's a fucking family photo. And I'm like, stop.
It's specifically, it's the same photo as Step Brother, the cover of the movie Step Brothers.
It feels like when I go to my job and they're like, we're more than coworkers, we're family.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's about family, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah, F is for family.
Speaking of family, there was a new Fast and the Furious trailer this past week.
Oh,
well, that's sick. Though.
Did you see the trailer, Null?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I did.
Oh my god, it was so good. I can't wait.
I just need to make sure we're all this is a pro Fast and the Furious podcast, right? I just need to make sure that we're
I'm
all
gonna
on the same
watch
page.
all 10 movies with family soon. We got to catch up for the 9th installment.
Fast and the Furious is like getting to be like kind of like the Final Fantasy of car movies.
Well, yeah, they're both FF, right?
Yeah.
They're both about family. They've both have completely gone off the rails.
The Fast and the Fantasy 7.
The best installments are 10 each. So the one after this next Fast and the Furious is going to be the best one.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one has Virgil in it. I mean, John Cena as Virgil.
Yeah, John Cena's cool. John Cena's in both.
You don't. It's literally Virgil. The posters have like blue versus red.
I've seen it. I saw the edits. We follow the same people. I've seen it.
I just need to re-edit. I need to re-edit the trailer for that when John Cena comes in. It's just, I am the Alpha and Omega.
It's very good. I just love seeing John Cena in places he shouldn't be.
Yeah, like when he was Fred's dad.
Yeah, like when he was Fred's dad.
You can't say stuff like that. You can't just bring those memories out. To my front.
He's Fred's dad.
And he's proud of him or something.
It's really funny because like the Fred like lore is like his dad was like always like not around and abusive and shit, and then you get the movie and it's just John Cena and he's like a proud, happy father.
Well, that's movie canon is different from YouTube canon. It's like a split timeline. If you've ever read the Fred Historia, you know this.
Wait, is iCarly canon? Does that fit within the YouTube canon or the movie canon?
That's if Fred is the Fred is defeated timeline.
Oh, okay, I see.
That's where Fred becomes Freddy and is running the show as his technical prowess.
No, because there is an episode of iCarly where Fred. It is just Fred. He shows up. Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah. There's also it's the same timeline where he meets Weezer.
What?
We're blowing Tabby's mind right now. Yeah, there's a video where Weezer meets Fred. I think it was around the same time they were doing the Pork and Beans music video because it had all those memes in it. Pork and Beans, by the way, great fucking song, great music video. It's actually aged incredibly well because it has all these like old ass internet memes in it. It rolled over into being good again.
Vintage memes.
Yeah, it's vintage. It's vintage memes, so it's okay. It's not dead memes; they're vintage. So let's talk more about Xbox, because they've recently announced support for a bunch of EA Play games, because Xbox and EA Play are kind of making kissy faces together.
They're holding hands.
Yeah, they're holding hands like Master Chief and Halo Man. I mean, Doom Guy.
Master Chief and Crisis Guy.
Yeah. So a bunch of EA games are getting getting an FPS boost on Xbox Series X and S, up to like 120 hertz for games like Battlefield 4, Titanfall, Battlefront. Is that? Oh, that's Battlefront 2. I thought this said Jedi Fallen Order. I'm like, holy shit, getting that game to run at 120? That's insane. Titanfall 2, I think, is probably the most significant one here.
Is Apex on there?
Doesn't say it on the on like the little graphic thing here. But here's a more what was it? Here's a better graph right here. No, doesn't look like it. New Super Lucky's Tale is, though. You can play that up to 120 hertz.
Let's go.
Some of these are only at 60 hertz. Like Prey runs at 60 on consoles now. Apparently it didn't before.
Sea of Solitude is still 60 hertz.
But this is still cool, Just it's just nice to see these games running better and have these consoles take advantage of their better hardware and play older games better. It's nice. It's one of the big appeals of these new consoles.
Especially the Xbox, like Microsoft has been very good about like you can play the old games.
Yeah, the back compat is really good on Xbox. I want them to start it up again though, because they haven't added anything new to back compat in forever. I don't think is Jet Set Radio Future back compat yet.
I don't know.
I think it's one of the only ones that isn't, and when it is,
I think that's the last one that people are really waiting for.
Yeah, it might be a music thing because there's some licensed songs in that game, so that might be holding it up, which is a shame.
That and the one Shin Megami Tensei game for it. It was only released in Japan.
Well, they're not gonna fucking put backwards compat to SMT9 because it doesn't have a fucking English release.
No, it's fine. Give me back compat for SMT9. It's also nice that they've just allowed people to turn their Xbox Series X into an emulator machine.
Yeah, I don't know if they really care about that to the same extent.
Yeah, I mean,
Sony would.
I just think it's fantastic that they're allowing that still. Like, it's
at least, yeah, maybe they will in a patch. Won't rule it out. Because I mean, it's not their games they're emulating. It's like that old Intellivision add-on that just like you put like an add-on onto the Intellivision and let you play ColecoVision games.
Yeah,
that's basically what this is.
Fucking
it's like,
hilarious.
Wow, wild fucking west back then. If only we knew when that thing released, then we could talk about it more.
For sure. If anyone has bootleg Russian SNES cartridges, send them to us.
Yeah, anyone got a Dendy? I would love to have a Dendy. It's the Russian NES clone, Famicom clone.
Okay, that's cool.
So Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139 is releasing, I believe, tomorrow. Right? Isn't it coming out Friday?
It's out.
It's out.
I heard bad things about it.
I heard the PC port's kind of rough.
Yeah. Thoughts? Comments? Subscribe?
I as the one Nier fan on this podcast, I'm avoiding any and all discussion about it because it has new story content, and I want to experience that. So I'm waiting until I play through it, and I don't really know if I want to play it on PC or the PS4 version, or I'm not entirely sure.
The only person who I know who would play it is not playing it till later, so I don't have any secondhand opinions. I have just heard murmurs that it's kind of rough, maybe a little too rough. But
regardless, that wasn't really what I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, no, keep going. Sorry, you said Nier Replicant. I was like, yo.
Yeah. Well, it's coming out. So Yoko Taro did an interview. That's what I want to talk about. I don't fucking care if it doesn't run good. I'm not playing it, but I like Yoko Taro, and I think he's funny. And they on Square Enix, there is a little press release from him and Yosuke Saito. They're just basically talking about how they're really happy that the game is coming out. Something I thought was really funny, because of course Yoko Taro is a very wacky man, and I don't know how he gets away with saying the things he does. But he's talking about how, alright, so here's the quote. And another thing, in recent years, when I've been around Square Enix, they always give off this palpable aura of enthusiasm, as if to say, look, Nier Automata did well, so Nier Replicant will also sell now. I would like to take this opportunity to tell Square Enix to take a good hard look at reality. Only the names are similar, and the content of the two games is completely different, so it's not really going to sell all that well now, is it, lads? I mean, come on, I made it. Automata selling was a fluke, and all my other stuff has hardly sold anything worth a note. If you really do go ahead and manufacture all these discs and then store them in a big pile in a warehouse somewhere, the only thing we can do with all that is have a good game of Frisbee. Well, I mean, that does sound like fun. So he's basically just he's on Square Enix's page and saying this game is not going to sell, you fucking donkeys. And then the producer of the game is also this is really awesome that it's coming out, and we prefer to call it a version upgrade, not necessarily a remake. And he also says pretty much the same thing Yoko Taro says, although in a different funny way. He's like, all right, having said that, Nier Automata's big success was honestly somewhat of a miracle, so I don't think we'll be selling quite that much. However, if we don't shift a certain amount, then Mr. Taro and myself will be forced to travel the world selling the game out of the back of a van. And Mr. Okabe will have to come along too. So now you know this. Please keep on supporting the Nier series. Please, anything but the van.
I want the van.
So yeah, everyone, don't buy Nier Replicant. So Yoko Taro and Yosuke Saito can go. You can buy copies from them out of their van.
That would be great.
I haven't. I know the review embargo is up today.
Yeah.
I haven't read any reviews, but I'm genuinely curious how many people are docking points because it doesn't play like Nier Automata.
I don't know. I think people are probably. I took a slight glance at reviews, and they seem mostly positive. I think it's.
Yeah, but they're games journalists.
Games journalists didn't like the original Nier.
Okay, so. Well, the original Nier is kind of rough.
No, it's fine.
I'm playing this game right now. As we speak, I'm playing this game. It is rough. I promise you, it's rough.
No, you're playing Drakengard.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whoops. Never mind. Disregard everything I just said. Drakengard's rough.
Whenever people tell me about Drakengard in the Nier series, I remember this way back when people were talking about it on V. Is that Nier is the first good one, and all the Drakengards are shit. And only Nier is worth playing. That's everything. That's what I always heard about the series.
You need to at least play through Drakengard 2.
I'm not playing any of them in the near future.
Well, I mean, if you want to understand story stuff because Nier is a
Oh,
spin-off from Drakengard ending F.
I think what they mean is just that like playing the game is only enjoyable until Nier.
You can't play fucking Drakengard 2 and like not play Drakengard 1 as fucking tie-ins from the first game.
No, I meant like you have to play up to Drakengard 2.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't
play
play 3.
Super Mario Bros. 2 without playing Super Mario Bros. 1.
What if I play Doki Doki?
You don't know how hard it is for
Did you
me to
know?
not dump the big spoiler for Drakengard 2 like on this stream as we speak.
Yes.
I'm exercising so much restraint right now.
You're really good at spoiling
Anyway.
stuff today.
It's a spoiled day.
Review embargo stuff, whatnot. Just randomly, I saw this earlier. A Returnal. They were like, games journalists, you're allowed to talk about the first 2 levels of the game now. And like one of them, I don't remember who it was. One of them was like, oh, well, that's good because I couldn't beat anything past the first 2 because this game is really hard. So apparently
All right,
Returnal,
so it's good. Got it.
Returnal has got like good difficulty. He said like, what did he say specifically? He's like, someone was like, oh, I hope it's not like another Demon Souls where it's too hard. And the guy's like, I think Demon Souls is pretty easy compared to this game.
That's funny.
So
Demon Souls hard?
Look, you're asking that question to someone who's played it multiple times. I don't think it's that hard.
I think any Souls game is going to be hard for if it's somebody's first time playing through. But I feel like once you play one, you understand the gimmicks, and they don't really change the gimmicks.
Yeah, it's just gonna be, you know, a certain type of people are gonna think that Souls games are hard.
Mm-hmm.
But
King's Field, though, that game's fucking hard.
Yeah, I can tell. It's Housemarque is
Eternal Ring.
They make like Housemarque makes like shmups and shit. Like they made Nex Machina and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that this game is hard because I mean I don't know, I can't name an easy shmup. So
yeah, and another thing that was like noted was that there's like no like carryover into like, because it is like, you know, you start over at the beginning, you get your own
it's
next
a
power.
roguelike.
It's a roguelike. Yeah, it's not like Rogue Legacy or anything. You don't like keep anything. It's
it's not a roguelite. It's a roguelike.
Yeah, it's a roguelike. Then. Yeah, you don't keep anything. You just start over. Pretty dope.
Okay, that's actually kind of interesting because every
you don't
single,
get that much.
Yeah,
you just start at the beginning with a pistol. Like, that's it.
Yeah, Critical Darling Hades is a roguelite even.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. I probably won't pick it up at launch because I'm not buying it for $70. I can't bring myself to pay $70 for.
Well, it's going to be an Xbox
game.
exclusive as well.
PlayStation exclusive.
What's the Xbox exclusive that has the same energy as it?
Did you think that Returnal was a Xbox game?
For a second, I did. Oh, I was thinking Perfect Dark. I don't know why.
Wow.
I feel like those games are like very different from each other.
They give me
because Returnal's
energy.
a real game and Perfect Dark isn't.
They give me the energy that boomers are going to say they're really. I don't know why. I just get boomer vibes from it.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
I don't know either.
Crazy Tabby.
But what I do know is that Squeenix confirmed that they're going to be at E3.
Yeah, as we talked about last week, a bunch of companies are coming to E3, like Konami and stuff.
Square Enix said that they are going to be there, though, because that wasn't in the official list of confirmations, which is nice. They have a lot of stuff I want to see. Hopefully we get FF16 stuff, because we saw gameplay, like kind of, at the PS5 showcase, and I would really like to see more of that to see what they're going to do, if there's even going to be a party system, because we don't know that.
Is it going to be good?
It's going to be good.
That was me. I don't know why.
Don't show anything that you showed at that event you did a couple weeks ago, where you showed Life is Strange.
Please, so E3 predictions for Square Enix are going to show Life is Strange 3, They're gonna show Avengers DLC, the Spider-Man one that they're totally still doing. Lara Croft Tomb Raider collection for next-gen consoles.
I know I said this, but come on, 2 Hawkeyes? Seriously? You put out 2 Hawkeyes for that game?
Everyone's been saying it. The critics are raving. Avengers is a game.
Hey, so do you think... So, this is something interesting. So, Final Fantasy 16, fucking whatever, who cares? Final Fantasy 7, there's an interesting question to be answered. So, over the last, couple installments of Final Fantasy, they've had a track record of releasing an MMO every 3 games. Do you think Final Fantasy 17 will be the next MMO?
I don't see them shifting away from the 14 model for a while. That's the other thing. 14 is... hope I want them to show 14 stuff. Please give me anything. Just give me a small taste of Endwalker. I beg you. I need it. I think FF14 is the most successful traditional MMO right now.
And how can you play it, Tabby?
You can play it free for the first 60 levels in first expansion. Available now all the way through Heaven's Ward. You can go to Final Fantasy 14 free trial on
You're
Google.
doing the voice. I can't. All right.
They're paying us for this.
In people are opening up their copies of Nier Replicant today, and right in there is an ad for the Final Fantasy 14 free trial in it.
They need them to do that Nier raid.
Yeah. Fucking Yoko Taro. Yoko Taro forcing people to put 300 hours into an MMO to play through a raid that is canon to the story.
What if Final Fantasy 17 is the Nier MMO?
So yeah, I'm very excited for Square Enix's showcase at E3 this year.
I can't wait for them to sell that out of a van.
Yeah,
I can't wait to go up just like to my favorite concerts where they're selling out of a van. My favorite game publisher travels across the country.
Are they your favorite?
Square Enix? They're probably I think full catalog for from Square and Enix up. Yeah, they're probably my favorite.
What's your favorite tech?
My favorite what? Sorry.
Like game company?
My favorite game company?
Developers?
Is it... You feel free to point and laugh, but I think it is Nintendo.
Ha!
R&D1, that is, makers of games like Super Mario Land and Punch. That was the bad one. R&D1 isn't bad, but they're not really. They weren't really a games developer. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is Nintendo, for better or for worse.
Nintendo, fire this man,
please. Fire me out of a cannon.
Yeah.
What about you, Noel?
Probably pre-demolished Bungie.
A pre-Destiny Bungie, yeah.
Yeah, pre-Destiny, pre-343.
Oh, do we...
Pre-Halo Bungie.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the Destiny news that came out today?
Oh.
I don't when I see Destiny, my eyes gloss over and I feel nothing.
So they announced as a part of a new big patch that they're doing, they are adding glamours into the game, into Destiny 2.
Don't know what that is.
They were already in the first game.
They weren't in 2.
Yeah, Destiny likes to do this thing where they remove features that people like.
Glamours are what they're called in FF14, and WoW they were called transmogs.
Xmog.
For those of you who don't know any of that, it is you can use old gear on top of good gear to make it look different cosmetically.
What? So like the social slots in Terraria?
Yeah, that's
sure.
Literally that. Yes. Also,
I don't know enough about Terraria.
Terraria has transmog, but I hate this in MMOs. I think if you want to wear the best armor, in the game, you should look like your armor should look terrible and mismatched.
Sorry, dude. You have to if you want that +5 damage, you have to use the dildo.
Yes.
You have to.
Well,
literally,
no,
yes.
You're in luck because
you son of a bitch.
With this, they are adding a limit per per season of the amount of items that you can transmog. So you can only transmog like 20 items a season.
Just like go what? Why? Just go either like do it or don't do it. What is this like pussyfoot bullshit? Oh, I lied, by the way. I don't think Destiny 1 had transmog. I was like conflating it with the shaders and whatnot.
Oh, that's another thing. Real money paid shaders are gonna stop working with this update. Apparently,
are they gonna throw it into the Destiny vault like those other missions?
Yeah, I think that's actually what's happening.
What is wrong? I can't. What has happened to Masku? Bungie just makes fucking Destiny forever.
Man,
Naughty Dog is making Last of Us again.
Last of Us forever.
Blizzard is dead.
Yeah.
Valve made a game. I guess.
I had this theory that it was Bungie specifically made Destiny 2 so bad on purpose, without telling Activision Blizzard, that the game would flop so that they could buy the rights out of the game, like what had happened.
That was so long ago, though.
That was so long ago, but that theory has fallen flat because they've continued to shit the bed the entire time since that happened.
It's like when you get like drafted into the military and you shoot your foot, but they're just like, just keep going, it's fine. You just like keep like just pop, 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 you know.
Well, then you got to shoot your leg and see what happens.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Active Blizzard, we have some news. Jeff Kaplan, also known as Tiggle Biddies, on the forums.
What?
Yeah, you're
really?
right.
That's his name?
He used to be EverQuest, correct?
Yes.
He was like one of the best like raiders in EverQuest or some shit in like Theory Crafters. And his name on the EverQuest forums was Tiggle Biddies.
What a king. All right, I like this guy a lot more.
Yeah. Good old Jeff from the Overwatch
Good thing
team.
he's staying on Overwatch for the foreseeable future. With I'll play the game now.
He's not only not staying on Overwatch, but he is leaving Blizzard entirely. With a statement, I am leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 amazing years. It was truly an honor, blah, 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 blah. Yes, like he's saying the thing that people say when they leave. Never accept the world as it appears to be, always dare to see it for what it could be. Is that coded language?
Yeah, that's coded language, all right.
I hope you do the same. He's going to be replaced by Aaron Keller, who was...
he's an alum too, right?
Yeah.
He's been with... He worked on Lich King, I think.
Yeah.
I remember reading.
I'm sure he'll do fine. This is kind of worrying, like, for Overwatch 2.
Because Overwatch 2 isn't even out yet.
Jeff Kaplan leaving in the middle of, like, the public, like... In the middle of, like, the very, very public, like, development of Overwatch 2 would be, like, Todd Howard leaving in the middle of a public development of, like, The Elder Scrolls 6. Like,
you mean it's like a bunch of creative staff getting fired from Vampire Bloodlines: The Masquerade 2 in the middle of its development?
I don't even think that's as large.
That's definitely worse.
That's not as like large scale though, is what I'm saying. Like when you start seeing like senior members who are like kind of leading the project like step down or leave in the middle of it, it's like okay,
like Akumi Nakamura when she left Ghostwire.
Yeah,
that was worrying.
When is that game coming out?
It's coming out this year.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It does look cool. I'm actually looking forward to that game. Even if she isn't working on it anymore, it's still Shinji Mikami is capable hands.
I'm very interested to see where like Jeff goes from here, because like what do you do after Blizzard?
Are you trying to imply that that's like the tippy top?
I mean, I feel like he was pretty cushy in his role.
I guess he wouldn't be wrong. Yeah, I'm curious as to why he would want to leave.
Yeah, because I was trying to find out if there was like anything about like there's nothing. It's like a Ziploc bag, dude. It's sealed.
I think Overwatch was partly his pet project while at Blizzard.
We'll have to wait for for him to be on David Jaffe's show to find out the tea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with like with all the confusion behind Overwatch 2 of just what is the game, as well as with the recent Blizzard canning their like entire esports department, which was Overwatch League, like there's been enough, and Overwatch's declining player base, and the people who are playing aren't happy. Like,
I just hope he takes Michael Chu with him and makes his own game studio. You know what I mean?
that would be nice to see them make their own
Kaplan
game studio.
Entertainment Studios.
I'd love for them to form a new studio, announce that they're making a new studio, and then not hear anything for another 4 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like a dream come true. So I have one more news story.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And it's something I can't believe none of us put on here. It must have just been like one of those things where it was so obvious we just like didn't even think to put it on the news docket.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation Store, the PS3 and PS Vita stores are they're not getting shelved anymore.
For now.
For now, yeah. All right,
The PSP store still
we'll get
is.
to that. We'll get to that. I'm just saying. You know, for now, on April 19th, you know, Jim Ryan, he actually like straight up made a blog post on the PlayStation website saying that they're going to keep it up for the foreseeable future. The PSP store is still going down. That's not so your PSP Goes will still be useless. In that, if you don't want to Doom Shotgun, but sorry. But the Vita store, the Vita store has pretty much every PSP game, so it's not as much of a loss. This is great. This is really good news. Still, it's only a matter of time before they actually take it down. Who knows how long that the public outcry has kicked this can down the road. It just the fact that it's been kicked down at all is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Also, I do genuinely think they saw the amount of money they were making from this.
I'd be curious to see the numbers.
Yeah,
I don't think it's loads of money, but I'm sure it wasn't. I know people who spent
$300 on it. I called them insane because I just said, I mean, don't do that. But
I'm looking out for you. No, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, like I don't know. I think it's really funny that like a bunch of people just like put like, you know, there's got to be people who put like at least 1K plus down just on games and shit that they thought.
I don't doubt that.
And
I just
and then,
don't know
and then,
how many people are like that.
And then they get like this thing and it's like, oh, actually it's not going anywhere. And they're just like,
well, at least they own
data hoarders when they
games?
find out that the data is not actually going anywhere.
Look, all I'm saying is if the SRK forums don't get shut down in a couple of months, that was like a weekend I wasted. But it's fine.
Oh, wow. This actually reminds me of, I'm tying it back into Demon Souls, bitch. Back in, I believe, 2011 or so, Atlas, because Atlas localized the game in the West, or just released it in the West, they announced that they were going to shut down the servers for Demon Souls. And there was such a huge public outcry for it that they kept the servers up until 2018.
Oh, wow.
I think, yeah. Like when I played Demon Souls back in 2017, the servers are still up.
They kept them up basically right until the remake probably was started in development.
That might have been why they, in hindsight, that might have been why they shut down. They shut down the servers, even though Atlas is, they probably wouldn't have any knowledge of the remake, so maybe not. But they kept those servers up for a long ass time, and it was really cool of them to do that. You can still play Demon Souls online even with the servers down, but hopefully that what I'm trying to say is with the story is hopefully that it's a similar situation where the servers get shut down if they have to. long time from now.
Yes.
I think they should
Ideally,
just like
they would never. Ideally, they should never go away.
Okay.
But
listen, Sony. Listen to me, Sony, right now. This is what you should do. When you're done with it, sell your servers. Just auction them off.
see, that would be cool.
That would.
Actually, no. Actually, that's a terrible idea.
Dude,
You wanna know
have to
why?
scrub-
Because some fucking freak would buy it and then like make it private.
I did attempt to buy one of the League of Legends servers a couple of years ago.
I think
They had an auction for the like first beta server that they used in their offices. It was like going to charity or something. So I put like a couple thousand down trying to get it early, but it went higher.
What?
I know a guy who like owns the so like World of Warcraft had like servers or whatever for like each like realm or whatever, and the one that he played on went like they just stopped using it, and he like bought that server.
Yeah.
He like owns it now, or not the server, but like the hard drive with like the realm on it or whatever. I don't even know exactly what it was, but it was something along those lines.
Hopefully it's backed up.
I mean, he just has it, so I don't know.
I would tell him to back that up if he hasn't, because drives aren't permanent. Or send it to me. Just do that, and I'll back it up, and then send it back to him.
More Sony. It's all Sony, all the way down. You know how I was talking about how like they kept like removing like media features from their stuff and just like little features from their consoles and whatnot. And it seemed like they were kind of moving away from like the movies and the like the other media. And then we get like, what exactly is it? How did we hear about this? There's like an announcement, like a very small like thing that was released about this. It's like a PlayStation Movie Pass or a Sony Movie Pass.
Yeah, so there's actually an update on this because I was curious if there was.
Yeah, because it got put up and then like almost immediately taken down, and it had like very little information about it.
So yeah, it's basically from what it was shown with a leak of 3 images of movies. It was Venom, Zombieland, Double Tap, and Vin Diesel's Bloodshot, which are like the 3 most recent
classics.
big Sony. It's like the 3 most recent big Sony movies that weren't Spider-Man.
All bad.
And
interesting.
Double Tap was fine.
I heard Venom was okay too.
Venom, gonna get him with the Venom.
yeah, that movie.
So apparently, as an update as of earlier today, this PlayStation Plus Video Pass is going to be a real thing. It's going to exist, and currently it's a 1-year trial in Poland.
Any Polacks in the chat know about that?
I don't. I know of a couple Polish people on Twitter, but I don't know how many people are going to use this and whatnot.
Is Warsaw in Poland?
Yes.
Well, let's go to Warsaw.
We'll have to ask Ross Scott what he thinks of this. He lives in Poland.
Or we could go to Katowice.
Katowice?
Yeah.
Katowice, maybe?
Katowice, I think.
Yeah, Katowice.
Weiss from Ruby.
On some, I think it was like an IPL event in Katowice. Someone pronounced it Katowice on the commentary desk, and it was very funny.
Yeah. It's a place where they hold a lot of CSGO tournaments, for those who don't know.
A lot of esports tournaments. It's like a big hub for Eastern Europe esports.
Yeah, a lot of CSGO tournaments. Anyway, do you have, I think tech's out, I'm out. Tab, you got any ammunition?
Yeah, I've got 2 things left. One small, one medium. I'll take along with a Necromunda tactical game, sort of like an XCOM style that was released a couple months ago, that was all right. There's a new Necromunda first-person shooter game that's coming out. Necromunda being the Hive City gang world of the Warhammer 40k universe. It's a pretty popular setting, as well as a pretty popular spin-off game of their tabletop franchise, Warhammer 40,000. It's a neat setting. I'm interested. It looks to be like they're trying to do this like open world kind of thing with it. So if it's some kind of like first-person shooter open world thing, then I'm interested in looking at it. It's published by First Home Interactive, so it actually has some money behind it as well. I don't know. It's very interesting, and I'm gonna look at it. The gun designs look terrible though. They literally just look like M16 slapped into the 40k universe, which does not fit at all. Yeah. But
I actually
not enough flashlights.
Played a decent amount of Necromunda, the tabletop game.
Necromundi's nuts.
What gang did you play?
Very cool. So I played the Cultists. I can't remember their name.
Amateur hour.
However, I was young and stupid, and I was like, man, it would be really cool if their cloaks were like white, like very like stark white. And then like I painted them, and I sat down and I looked at my gang of cultists, and I was like, wow, I really did just give these guys white pointed hoods.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, that's cool. There's no release date for it as far as I'm aware. Or is there? No, there is. I'm dumb. It's releasing on June 1st, like a couple weeks. So.
Will this be the first good Warhammer game?
There's been good.
What do you mean?
There's
Warhammer Space Marine.
Let's be the good. No, there's enough good Warhammer games.
Oh, I was under the impression they were all bad.
People like Dawn of War.
Total War Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 2, Warhammer Space Marine 2, the first two RTS games, which I'm blanking on their names.
Is it Dawn of War?
Dawn of War.
Tabby, what's your other news?
So the last news that I have is that CD Projekt Red announced that as of 2020, I think maybe even fiscal year 2020, because it was announced this late.
That's probably what it means, yeah.
Cyberpunk sold 13.7 million copies across all platforms.
That's a lot of copies.
They also announced how many copies were refunded per their policy that they were allowing, and it was only 30K.
13 mil is a really high number for a game that was pulled off of a lot of stores immediately after it came out.
Yes. So here's the thing. On the thread that I was seeing about this from CD Projekt, people were... they were internet commenters. They were being, just kind of awful.
Are you going to claim that people bought multiple copies of the game to, own someone? Because that's such an... I refuse to believe that that's a significant amount of people.
It's not. I genuinely think if you looked at Cyberpunk and you said, yep, they're going to promise everything that they said that they've ever were going to promise in this game, you are dumb.
Hindsight's 2020, but yeah.
I thought that from the beginning. Cyberpunk was my favorite game of last year that I played. And I really enjoy it. It's genuinely a lot of fun. It has some horrible technical issues that are setting it aside right now, but outside of performance, the core game is really fun and enjoyable, and I like it a lot.
This is just a problem with revealing your game when it's when it's in the concept stage, and not when you have things that are solid. It's fine to say we want to do these things or whatever if you're talking about your game, but to say this is what we're gonna do, it's okay, well,
more this is what we're gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like you should be revealing your games when they're pretty close to gold and not a second sooner. But what do I know, dude?
I think you can reveal it before. I just think your core gameplay loop should exist. And Cyberpunk was revealed as a CGI trailer in 2013.
It had the Pigman.
Had the lady with the the sword arms or whatever. That was a cool.
Wait, no,
the lady with the
definitely
sword
did not
arms.
have the Pigman. I'm thinking of another game.
You're thinking of Perfect Dark.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
fucking explode.
No, not Perfect Dark. What's the Ubisoft one?
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, it was
That
Beyond
one.
Good and Evil. Totally.
That game that's definitely as real as Cyberpunk was in 2013. Especially
Is it more real or less real than Perfect Dark?
Fuck me. That's kind of hard to answer. Because Beyond Good and Evil 2, I mean,
we've seen gameplay of Beyond Good and Evil 2 at least.
So they say.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well, we were talking about directors leaving projects. I'm pretty sure Michael Ansel was the director of Beyond Good and Evil 2, and he's not on Ubisoft anymore.
But Ubisoft had a really big upheaval relatively recently.
Well, Michael Ansel was with them since Rayman. So, like, it's a big deal for someone like him to leave.
I mean, didn't they lose, like, a lot of their senior staff?
Most of their senior staff was committed a couple sexual misconduct allegations.
I believe including Michael Ansel, although I don't know the full story behind that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything. I know what the headlines tell me.
It was that, and also due to his relationship with Guillemot, the main sex pervert of Ubisoft.
Gilman.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, was it Yves Guillemot? I think is how you pronounce his name. I don't know.
Hey, speaking of Ubisoft, you know that game Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
They have that machine that lets them travel into the past of their past lives.
Yeah.
The Animus?
Yeah, the Animus machine. Why don't we all take a step into the Animus machine so we can find the news from the past? Play us out, Andy Blarg. Yeah.
A link to the past.
Here we go.
A link to the past.
Start the show.
A link to the past.
Give your all.
You know this game's a blast.
You won't fall.
Awesome. We're here. We're in the past. We're
Why is
where
everything
are we
in
right
black
now?
and white?
What?
We're in the past. Everything. Why is everything in black and white?
Everything's in sepia tones. All of our past news is just anniversaries this week.
This is a good week for games.
Please understand.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week.
Yes.
And also, I would like to kind of not blow through them, but go through them a little bit fast. I'd like to have a short episode today.
Got it. Tech, you want to talk about for like 40 minutes on Diamond and Pearl?
I actually don't really have anything to say about Diamond and Pearl. They're the only Pokemon games I didn't get at launch.
Well, Noel, talk us about them.
Diamond and Pearl? I don't know. I didn't play them. I figured Tech would have something to say about it. Diamond and Pearl came out.
I can talk about how I didn't have them.
Am I the only person here?
Diamond and
who
Pearl.
played Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and Pearl was released on April 22nd, 2007. That's 14 years ago. How old were you when you were 14, Tech?
I would be 14.
I mean,
yeah.
how old were you 14 years ago?
I would. What was it? That was 2007. So yeah. I had not turned 10 yet. That was my 10th birthday was in August. So I was 9 years old.
I would also be about that same age.
How old were you back then? No, like 50?
I would have been 13.
Like 9, 13 is like such a gap, but like 23, 27 really isn't.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not 20. I'm 26.
Grandpa,
I'm turning
go to
27
bed.
this August, though.
Hey, not same, but sort of same.
I think you're like 2 days away from me.
There's a lot of birthdays in August, but we can talk about that in August. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. I just played. What was it? My brother's got Diamond and Pearl, and I didn't. I just got I got Platinum later, but I just played Ruby and Sapphire, or I just played Sapphire for like that stretch of time over and over again.
I would go to the mall once a week with my family because they wanted to go to the mall for something. I don't know why.
Family.
I would leave them, and I would go to the GameStop in the mall, and I would just play the demo of Diamond and Pearl inside the store. I have very vivid memories of this for like 2 hours once a week.
Oh, 2 hours once a week. So what? You got through like the third battle? The joke for anyone who is unaware. Diamond and Pearl are notoriously slow games. So unbelievably slow that Platinum like legitimately addressed the issue and made the games faster. Still kind of slow though. Gen 4 in general is kind of slow.
The demo leads you to the first rival fight before the first gym.
Yeah.
And like I would literally just play it over and over and over again. It's one of my it's one of my favorite childhood games, and I really just like I enjoy it a lot. I know it's got its faults, but I can look past it for everything else.
I don't really have a lot of attachment to Gen 4.
Are you Team Palkia or Team Dialga?
Dialga, because that's the one I got.
I told you I got Platinum, so I vote Green Party, Giratina.
I like Dialga.
The G Party, Giratina.
Dialga's cooler because it's Steel Dragon type, and there's not a lot of those.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't look Steel Dragon, and its special move is just Dragon Hyper Beam, which is kind of bad, but
he controls time as well, which is sick.
Yeah.
Time is cooler than space.
Isn't Giratina like the Pokemon god? Or is that someone else?
No, that's Arceus.
Yeah,
he was also
Arceus,
in those games.
What does Giratina do?
Yeah. He was the Lord of the Shadow Realm.
Kind of is. I
Pokemon is so fucking stupid.
I forget what like Giratina's bag was because Dialga and Palkia are like space time, and Giratina lives in this like distortion world, which is actually a pretty cool section of the game. It's only in Platinum. Yeah, you're like Jamiroquai and walking on the walls and stuff. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Those remakes are coming out that look kind of bad. That thankfully I don't have. Thankfully I'm not tabby and I don't have emotional attachment to the originals, so they can't ruin it for me. When they remake Black and White, though, that's gonna hurt.
Genuinely, I think those remakes look fucking terrible, and I'm probably not gonna buy them.
So
all my games got good remakes. Sorry, guys.
So 15 years ago, Mother 3 came out this week. I believe it was the 20th, April 20th. Mother 3, the critically acclaimed game that never came out over into the West, despite many much fan outcry. It has a wonderful, like, amazing English localization done by Clyde Mandelin and his team. So you can just, even though it was never released over here, you can definitely still play it through any means necessary. Doom Shotgun sound. It's a really, really, really good game. Even if JRPGs aren't your bag, I think you can still find something to enjoy in Mother 3, even just through the story.
So how is Mother 3 related to Earthbound?
Earthbound is Mother 2?
Yeah, it's Mother 2. Mother 3 is more related to Earthbound than you would think, but not in a very significant way.
It always confused me because I always heard people talk about the Mother series, and I'm like, well, it's Earthbound, but like, is it Earthbound or is it not Earthbound?
It's either or. The problem is that there is no, Earthbound is the English localized version of the Mother series, and since Mother 3 never got an English release, it's just always going to be Mother 3.
Do you think they changed the name for Western audiences because they wouldn't like buy a game called Mother?
Yeah, well, that's probably true. The reason it's called Mother is because there's like a big theme in the series about mothers and stuff. But it's really more clear. Like it's much more in the forefront in Mother 3 compared to 1 and 2. It's still there, but the name Earthbound, I completely understand why they would want to call it Earthbound over here, because I mean Earthbound's a great name.
It's a really good name.
It's a really good name, and I don't know if the name Earthbound would make as much sense for something like Mother 3.
Starbound.
So I do want to. Yeah, Yeah, Starbound would have been good. They should have called it that. Something I do want to plug, because it's somewhat related, is this guy Brutalk. He made a full commentary on the game for the 15th anniversary. It's really good. You should give it a watch, assuming you've played it, or at least know what happens in it.
It'll be in the show
Actually,
notes.
I haven't played Mother 3. I've only played Earthbound.
Have you beaten it?
Earthbound, yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Definitely play Mother 3.
It's on the never-ending list.
It's probably the most palatable, I think, of the games. Just like the mechanics wise.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot, because like, you know, Earthbound is like kind of a janky game, and it's like its combat is kind of like okay, but Mother 3 just has its combat's a lot smoother, and it also has this like mechanic where like if you press the A button to the rhythm of the music in the battle, it'll like you'll do extra damage. So that's pretty cool.
That is neat.
It gives you it gives you a little more involvement when you're playing through like JRPG battles, because I know a lot of people kind of don't like the fact that, you know, you just push button and thing happen in JRPGs, and you know that makes it a little more active. The characters are really great. The story is excellent. Yeah, Mother 3, it's a fucking great game. Everyone already knows that though. There was actually also a patch that Clyde Mandelin's team released for Mother 3 that just like fixes a couple of bugs and stuff for the 15th anniversary. So, check it out.
Well, that's radical.
Check it out.
Speaking of games that are good, also released on the same day as Mother 3.
Really?
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Okami was released.
That's the game where you you said there's like the wolf, like there's like the painting, and then you like go fight Ganondorf, right?
Yeah, it's
yes,
it is. It's Always Sunny title card. Hideki Kamiya makes a Zelda game.
I will also say this is it's my favorite Zelda game. Like, I think this is out of that sort of adventure game subgenre. I think Okami does it the best, and it's also very stylish in its presentation.
Is The Legend of Zelda a hack and slash?
No, it's an action adventure game. People call it an RPG, but it's not an RPG.
It's got
yeah,
Twitch.
no, fuck you. It's a hack and slash.
It's got
right.
Twitch combat. You literally, I mean, like if you take the core of like Legend of Zelda, right?
Strand game.
You play like the first Legend of Zelda game on the NES with the gold cartridge, right? Mm-hmm. All you're doing is hacking and slashing, right? Like at its core, like that's the gameplay.
You know, I don't think you don't necessarily slash in Zelda 1, because Link's sword just kind of like shoots out, so that can be kind of construed as a hack, but definitely not a slash. So
well, yeah, but like when you shoot your sword with power, like that's the slash, right? It's like
no. See, when I think hack and slash
like
game,
Windscar,
I'm thinking,
you know, like
I'm thinking like God of War,
Iron Reaper, Soul Stealer. Yo, what about Blades of Blood? That's a deep cut one.
Are you comparing Legends of Zelda 1 to God of War, Tabby? I feel like that's a little unfair.
No. I'm saying like hack and slash in my mind is like Dynasty Warriors, God of War.
No, you're thinking Devil May Cry and Nano Breaker. Those are hack and slashes.
No, those are beat 'em ups.
You have swords.
Yeah, no, you can't beat someone up with a sword.
Character action games are the evolution of the beat 'em up.
What is the difference between a beat 'em up and a hack and slash? Why does that
sound like something that would be in a Tim Rogers video?
I'm gonna fucking explore this entire genre in a 10-part series. Fuck you guys.
No, it's you're set into limited stages where you have to fight large waves of enemies.
We're talking about hack and slash. Fucking Okami. Has anyone even played Okami? I've never played it.
Yes, I've played Okami. Fun. I'm playing through it again right now. Actually, I didn't even realize it was the 15th anniversary of it. Okami's really good. I really love that game. I genuinely don't think there's a single thing wrong with that game.
I hear it's a little long.
It's fine. It's long compared to a Zelda game. Let's put it like that.
Zelda games are already kind of long.
Paintbrush segments are not all that, but you know.
What was the paintbrush thing mechanic always struck me as better when you played it on the Wii.
It was better for that on the Wii, but they also like design around it to make it so that it knows what you're always trying to do. There's never a time where I'm playing it where I felt like it wasn't going to do what I wanted it to do.
I imagine it's kind of like the drawing mechanic in the Wonderful 101, where it's like where you think where people probably think that it's easier to draw it with the tablet, but you don't really need to do that. It's actually easier to just use the control stick because it's lenient in that way. Same director even, so.
But yeah, Okami, good. Happy birthday, Okami.
Is Okami Platinum?
Xbox. Okami is it was Clover Studios.
Okay.
So
Platinum.
But a lot of the same people from Platinum.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going, Tabby. Like I want to hear everything. Keep going.
Yeah. What other anniversary came out? What other game came out in this monumental week?
13 years ago, Twooey came out.
Twooey.
The World Ends With You. The critically and just critically acclaimed, the fan acclaimed game series.
Would you consider it a cult classic?
At this point, yeah. I would like.
It's a cult classic because I haven't played it, but people say it's good.
I haven't played it either. I just love the soundtrack.
I haven't played it, and because I wanted to talk about this while we were on here, I have very vivid memories of, for whatever reason, since the game came out, up until I was like 16 when I got my first job, my parents refused to buy it for me for any gift.
Why? Because it was rated M?
No, it was rated E10 and plus.
But the world ends in it, so
mind
you can't play that.
For Christmases and birthdays, you know, the times, years where you get the video game, like I was getting Call of Duty, but the World Ends With You, for whatever reason, my family refused to get it for me, and I don't know why.
Weird. I think Twelly is like partially to blame for my like love of like acronyms, because it's just so fun to say.
It's kind of like it's like the progenitor of Repstugog in a way. It has a Repstugog energy to it.
Like, honestly, the game could be bad and I wouldn't give a shit because it just the game is like the acronym is so fun to say.
And you've got the pass the puck system,
and the soundtrack is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
it's also technically a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that though.
Hey Tech,
did
I tell you about a potential event that Tabby and I were talking about? This is completely off the rails, but I want to say it right now.
Sure, say it. Just know that saying this will probably result in the podcast being over 2 hours.
Oh, that's fine. That's going to happen. We were talking about a stream where it's the 32 or 32 stream, right? And it's you either beat the entire library of the 32X or 32 hours pass, whichever happens first.
We mathed it out. It works.
It seems possible to beat the entire Sega 32X library in 32 hours.
How many games are on the 32X?
33.
Shit.
A lot of
Shit. And there's a lot of games that are like half hour long.
Yeah.
Doom's on there. You could beat that in a half hour.
Not all the levels.
It's only Doom part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it doesn't even have the third episode. Fuck yeah.
It doesn't even have American McGee.
Doesn't even have the shotgun level. The level where you should have put the shotgun in. Damn you, American McGee. Why didn't you put a shotgun in the level?
God, we got to get him on the podcast someday. We won't ask him.
We gotta get in his house.
Oh no.
No, I've told you, when I come down, I am absolutely down to do that.
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
32
Tech,
hours.
what are you doing?
Oh my god, that's psycho shit. I don't think we stayed up that long for the fucking Atlanta trip.
The Atlanta trip was
No,
rough.
Definitely not.
It was
Come
like
on,
18
Tech,
hours.
Fly down, come join us.
All right, what is this thing?
Maybe someday.
What are these like runes that you put on the screen, Tech?
So, 16 years ago, April 19th, 2005, I Am 8-Bit was founded. I Am 8-Bit. So what I know I Am 8-Bit from as they're like a games like production company, kind of like Fan Gamer or whatever, but they're actually a little more than that. They were like an art exhibition for one when they first started. Yeah, no, I was looking at the stuff. They're basically just like a company that nowadays is known for like releasing physical copies of like indie games and stuff, like final soundtracks. For example, the Persona 5 soundtrack was done through them. They're actually like kind of interesting because they've had all sorts of collaborations with companies. Like in 2008, they did this like event thing called the Street Fighter Club. Tabby, do you know anything about this?
That sounds very familiar.
It was to promote Street Fighter 4. So this is before SF4 came out. But they seem to have a long standing relationship with Capcom, especially because in 2008 they also were hired by Capcom to design the cover art for Mega Man 9, which is, if you don't know, they made it like intentionally like shitty to throw back to the original Mega Man box art that looks terrible.
We made it bad on purpose as a joke.
Bad on purpose, yeah, kinda. Just a bunch of stuff. Marvel vs. Capcom, Fight Club LA. That
was a beat 'em up.
It was like a tournament thing, it seems like, and it had a public demo of Street Fighter 4 3D. Ooh.
Fight Club LA, the sequel to the Chuck Palahniuk book.
Yeah. Is it Palahniuk? I thought it was Palahniuk.
I don't know how you say his name. I've read it. I've never heard it.
What I know I Am 8-Bit for, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on their Wikipedia of just like kind of like weird, almost like avant-garde stuff, like the Hyrule Room for Zelda's 25th anniversary. They created a Zelda style room in Redwood City, and I Am 8-Bit was.
I remember that when it was they took that on tour my freshman year of college back in 2016.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But what I know them for mostly is they did these re-releases, and they still do it. Yeah, you can still find them. They did these like anniversary like re-release reproduction cartridges of old Capcom and whatnot like games. Like they have a 30th anniversary Street Fighter 2 SNES cartridge that you can buy for $100.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's one of those stupid boutique nerd things. But the funny thing about them is that the people who had them is like, yeah, these things get really, really, really hot when when you're playing them for too long. So that's pretty funny. That's kind of all I have to say. I Am 8-Bit. I don't know. They have kind of a seedy reputation with people I talk to in like the vinyl community, because apparently their vinyl releases sometimes aren't the best. But their Bugsnax vinyl sounded fine. So
yeah,
maybe they got the shit together.
Issues.
I wanna release video games on the PlayStation 2. Do you think I could do that?
Probably.
Like
develop games?
No, not develop games. Like take games that exist and put them on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, like make reproduction discs? Yeah. Isn't the copy protection for PS2 like completely defeated?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's gotta be. It's PS2.
Oh my god, I forgot. There's like news. That I forgot to mention. PlayStation 2 thing.
Sorry, no, it's too late.
No, hold on. I was just...
It's okay, we're over 2 hours. We're in the Wild West.
I was playing FF11 while you were talking about this 8-bit thing. And I completely forgot about this.
Fuck you. You said you were going to do that.
Well, I don't know, like... Listen, the 8-bit thing, I don't know anything about them. And it's
well, I didn't explain it good enough? Is that it?
I did want to mention that you were talking about, like things overheating. Like, wasn't there a I don't know if it was recently or if we talked about it recently, but there was like these fucking like display models for a console that they had them like encased completely in glass as the demo models, and they were just overheating.
Oh yeah, that was months ago.
Yeah,
wasn't
what was that?
It was either the PS5 or the Series X. It was
It was the PS5, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the PS5 because people were making a stink about it. But yeah, it was completely encased in glass, and they were overheating. Oh, yeah. Is that the news?
No, I just wanted to mention that because you mentioned something about them overheating. No, this on the 14th. This is a little bit late to it, but this is pretty cool and PlayStation 2 related. A guy by the name of Triska Balas has created an exploit called Mechapone for the PlayStation 2. And so basically, I don't know like the minutia of this or like how it works or whatever, but kind of the last thing on the PlayStation 2 that had like not been like fully defeated was the region locking and whatnot. So like you couldn't play like a Japan disc on your American PlayStation 2.
Can't play my Japanese copy of Rez.
Yes, you can't. Well, with this exploit, I don't know if it's out or if it's coming out, but you are going to be able to just like you run the exploit, and then your console is now forever able to play any.
So it's a firmware flash.
Yeah, and you can just do it. It's possible that it might break PS1 and DVD playback compatibility, because it'll make your PlayStation 2 read all inserted discs as PlayStation 2 discs. But regardless, it's still pretty cool. I can buy like PAL copies of games and play them like on disc on original hardware on my PlayStation 2.
That's actually nice, because like there's times where PAL games are infinitely cheaper than the NTSC versions.
Mm-hmm.
Would they run at 50 hertz though? Or was that not a problem at that point?
That would be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't actually.
Noel's giving me a face that he didn't think about this.
I did not think about this.
I don't know about your current recording solution, but I know if you would run it through an upscaler, you'd be fine.
I mean, I can make my soft mod on my PS2 can make my signal whatever I need it to be, right? So that's pretty much it. But yeah, this
if you can 460, then you're fine.
Yeah, this is like really cool. That's it. It's cool.
Awesome.
Badass.
It's only going to be on like certain PlayStation models. I think anything pre 7000, like that are like Japanese and PAL consoles won't work. But anything that is like the 5000 models and higher, but is lower than all post SCPH 500 XX NTSU and Asia systems will work. So it's like one of those things where like there are certain models you can't even put like free McBoot on, which is like the soft mod. It's more of that, it seems like. But no, really cool. PlayStation 2 news always coming in. I literally just heard about this today.
2. That's cool.
Badass.
And that's all the news. That's everything.
Yeah. It is.
The podcast is over.
The podcast.
Man, there was like no fighting game news this week. I'm kind of surprised.
There was that Samurai Showdown character.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, there was a lot of news this week that I probably could have talked about, but I was also like, whatever.
I always feel like I see games that are being released, and then I'm like sitting here like, does anyone actually care about this? And then I don't put it on the list because I just decided nobody does.
Well, that's the thing is like, if I don't personally care about the news, why should I talk about it, you know?
I'll talk about it if like it's something that I know people care about.